6 o'clock and we're getting ready to sail. This is the first bit of filming on our vacation in Vancouver. Secondary ships. Of the ship now, again. Today is Tuesday. Again, the time is 10 after 6 and we are just setting sail. That's where we left, right there. And I'm on my way down to the dinner at 6. That's where Libby's at right now. I wanted to give you the scene of Canada. And the third ship. Now, do a commentary. What's going on today?
We be cruising.
We be
cruising.
And shit.
We be cruising. Did you shoot skeet?
Yeah.
God, I went out there. That was exciting.
Tom and I both did great.
Did
6
you?
out of 10.
You're kidding. That's wonderful.
We're gonna go look at through the porthole.
Yeah. I guess Lois says the crew has an epidemic, and they're all down in the doctor's office.
Community with a new airport recently constructed here. And once again, the other side of Bella Bella, on the port side of the Indian village of Bella Bella.
This is what, Libby? Bella Bella?
Bella Bella.
And what is Bella Bella? Huh?
Indian community.
And I'd like to remind all our passengers that the short excursion office will be open today until 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, all the
To get
lumbermen
full
cut that hill
appreciation
down
of the
up
beauty
there.
and magnitude of
Oh, yeah.
Get out and experience it.
Strip cutting.
See it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's
sure
strip
did it up
cutting
there.
We have excellent assortment of short excursions available for you. And some of them are
Clear
limited.
cutting, that's it. It's clear called clear
What'd
cutting.
you say? Well, I don't know whether you see them now or not. Of course, it was back that way.
This is the main town, but that's the main land.
And what's behind you, Lib?
Bella Bella.
Thank you. And where are we? We're on the upper prom.
Upper Promenade.
That's the aft of the ship.
On the port side.
On the port side.
There's where they're serving food down there.
That's where the tacos are.
Yeah.
Libby! Okay, I'm not filming. It's gorgeous country. We're in Canada still, and we're going to be in Alaska tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Today is Wednesday, and it's a quarter after 1 o'clock, and this is cruising all day today.
July 28th, 1987.
July 28th.
1987.
Okay. And we missed some bald eagles that were pointed out on over there. We just came by back through there, and they hang out on top of the trees. Walking along the ship.
Great.
There's a, what is this, Lib? It's a bald eagle setting. Libby. This guy.
This my first day of summer vacation.
First day of vacation.
Second, I got drunk.
What did I...
Second day. I
We have to
proceeded
show
to
this
get
to the
drunk
relatives,
again.
Todd.
Yes.
Look at this fuck up in Indians too. And that blonde hair, couldn't figure it out. Half breed or something. Oh.
Are you still doing the trees, dear?
Oh, it's so gorgeous. You could watch this. You know, you could just film this whole thing, just leave it running in your living room. Every
Yeah,
time you
very
walk in and
true.
out of the living room, it would just be on TV. It wouldn't have to be no sound or anything.
There's the Pacific Ranger.
You guys sit there?
Uh-huh.
No, that was on the other side.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, because I'm by this bar.
Maybe you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it wasn't that sloppy.
Didn't catch that one, did ya?
No, I didn't. I was just thinking about how sailing across the ocean, you see nothing. It's so wonderful. And the only place you need to be close to shore is in Alaska. It's the only place where trees grow up right to the waterfront. Every other place you want to be at sea and see nothing. But here, this is God's gift to the world.
It is. Truly is.
Oh, yeah.
Mom's on interview here.
No, honey. It's underneath the truck. Look at the trees. Look, turn it on. Look at the trees. Right there.
Wait. What do we have? We have the masked man.
What's happening, man? Long time no see. Hey, how's it been, bro? going on?
Commentary from, his name is Todd Elder.
Hey.
What's the commentary about the scene in the evening and the festivities? Excuse me.
Well, all I can say,
Yes.
it's been a pleasure. A real pleasure. Fun. I'm telling you, it's been fun.
And that's it?
I can't say anything else. It's been fun. Fun!
Fun. And as we gaze and do the scan,
Digging it, man.
we can notice the tranquility of the Alaskan groove.
Tom, flash that camera.
Okay, we've had a sudden request. Flash. Okay, there, you saw it first, folks. I think it was a cigarette butt, but it's down there in the water. And it was left by Todd Elder.
All right.
Let's zoom in on it. I think I see it. Yes, there it was, and there it goes. And he left his mark in Alaska. Thank you. Canada, excuse me. Canada? Eh? Eh? Eh?
Don't do me, I'm fat.
We're just filming.
When I was young.
Well, what's tonight? Tonight is Wednesday evening. It's our second day on the ship,
I know.
and we're having a great time.
Uh-huh.
And we're just gonna walk along and film things as they happen.
I know.
And who knows what's gonna happen next? Yay? I think we got some wind here. Yay! Yo! Let's have a little commentary here. What are we viewing at this moment?
Look at the sunset, man. It's beautiful. We're looking north right now, over the bow of the ship. And it's gorgeous. We're America. No, bring the camera back right here, very slow. Look at this view, over the bow, and realize we are sailing for America.
During
Thanks,
or
Doug.
in the more
There's
recent years,
Creek
all the
Street, Mom.
lumber
Get
here
Creek
has
Street.
been
Get over
sent to
there.
Japan.
The red light.
In Japan, a house that's unpainted is exempt from taxation and tickets versus city residents. Weathers well without being protected in any way. It was in high demand in Japan. The screw mill closed down, however, in 1983 due to marketing conditions in Japan. The city of Ketchikan bought the facility for $4.5 million for him, I'm sure, because his picture was on the front page of the paper with his boat up on the rocks, right near town.
No, I think it's the fair sky, because that's what they were saying, that's what he said on the tenders.
Well, when you come into Ketchikan, I'm sure most of you wonder how we got our name, because it is kind of a strange name. There are two versions of how Ketchikan got its name. The first says that an Indian of the Tlingit Eagle tribe lived along a stream in Ketchikan. His name was Kit. And Kit, in the Tlingit language, is a proper name. It means thundering wings of an eagle beating as it flies. The word for stream or water in Tlingit is heen. So they referred to the area as Kitchteen. White men came along a few years later, couldn't pronounce it very well, and they ended up twisting in it into Ketchikan. The second version is the one that we like to keep quiet. So Ketchikan means sticking fish creek. So it's certainly not our favorite version. The island on your port side now is called Pennock Island, and we call
Coming into what's called Totem Bight, and incidentally that's B-I-G-H-T. And the actual totems are going to be visible on the left-hand side of the boat. Confusing, isn't it? I'm going to be turning around here. And I just kind of wanted to warn everybody that my wake, or the waves that we make when we move, is going to be catching up with me. So if you're standing up right now, just kind of keep a hold hold on something until I'm turned around, and watch yourself.
The totem pose.
Well, this is Totem Bike. The Totem Bike's a project that was started by the Forest Service in 1938. The outbreak of the war halted the project. They have plans to build an entire Indian village, but what resulted is what you see here, the totem poles and the Indian dwelling. All the totem poles and one of the ridicule poles that I know of has 3 frogs carved on it. They're all sticking their tongues out. It was carved to ridicule a woman who married 3 ugly husbands. They also had burial poles which were raised at funerals of the chief of the tribe or the shaman or medicine man of the tribe. The other members of the tribe were usually cremated and put in small decorated boxes. The boxes had carvings on them very similar to those on the totem pole. And both the box and the totem pole told about the person who had died or was being cremated or buried. They also had potlatch poles, which were the most popular of the totem poles, and they were raised as a sign of wealth during a party, or what the natives called a potlatch. And one of the traditions surrounding the raising of a potlatch pole was that the natives would kill a slave and bury him in the hole where the totem pole would be placed.
Here they're just destined for the pulp mill right around the corner. He's pretty good at that. Yeah, usually you wear cork boots to do this. That stuff, like combat boots with the nails coming out the bottom, essentially. They wouldn't be real welcome on the boat.
These are hemlock logs. Did we say that properly? These are hemlock logs, anyway. They're brought in from logging camps all over southeast Alaska, like you said. If he said. But you'll be able to see the pulp mill here in a second, which is owned by Louisiana Pacific Corporation. It was built in 1954. It's southeast Alaska's largest.
I don't know if I can compete with all this scenery too much, but that's alright. I'll just keep turning up the volume until anybody can't ignore me anyway. To introduce myself again, my name is Lee Dolan. I've lived up here about 7 years continuously. Actually, I've been at sea for the last 15 years straight. To be right up front about it, about 20 years ago, just to please Mom and Dad, I really did honest-to-gosh work as an engineer for 3 whole years. And this is back east. I had everything you could ask for, the company cars, the expense accounts, the ulcers. The ties were just a little too tight, folks. And I finally got rid of my last pair of wingtips. Teacher worked for 5 years in the state after you graduate. And that could mean a lot. You can have also the negative practice. If you want to go to school here, you're going to last.
What is today, Leb?
What is today?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Well, we might have to wait for a fishing boat or a tender. No,
So what area, this is the red light district, used to be. Our Friday, I just walked up from our room on C deck, and I'm a little winded. But today is Friday. It is now, and we're in Juneau, Alaska. And we're doing the helicopter ride in about an hour. It's 11:15, as you can see. It is much like the stop we made yesterday, situated. And here is the fair sky that just got in. And here's another ship, the Explorer. So yesterday there was 4 ships in port, and here there's 3. We're at the aft of the ship. There is the aft, and now I'm at the front of the ship. Well, what's the day today? And what's going on?
31st. Today's the 31st.
And where are we?
We're in Juneau, Alaska,
Uh-huh.
and it is 12:35, and we're waiting to go on a helicopter tour of the glacier.
Okay. And where'd we come from?
The
The
ship.
Nordam.
The big one. Oops.
Dark blue is bottom.
I know, I love that blue.
I always liked all white ships better, probably because I like royal cruise.
Yeah.
But now that I'm on the ship, I like this blue too. I'm going to be glad to go with the time to look at the antique.
Glacier Boy.
Free to ask them. Then you can have the rest of the time to yourselves. We just don't want anyone wandering too far away. And we need folks to remember, if you will help us, which helicopter you came off of. We have a list.
3.
So it doesn't make that much difference. But either your pilot's name or where you landed or...
1107.
Okay, 07 Tango. That's great. Okay, and please don't smoke while you're up here. And be careful of your step. It's not really very slippery today, but there's a lot of these small cracks. They don't all have caulk in them, but that's the bottom of it. Yeah. Remember when we landed, or when you guys landed, how small people were?
Yes, it was amazing.
It's about the best comparison. We've walked over there a few times on the breaks, and it's about 3 minutes to the bottom. And then if you were going to cross this direction, to the far side of the glacier, the nearest point over there, whoa, is 3 miles. 3 miles. After the rock on the other side, the nearest point.
What is the reason for the deception?
There's just nothing here that you can compare. If there was like a tree or a car sitting out here, it would make a big difference. Where's the bears? We don't have bears right on the ice. There are some bears back in there. In the main portion of the Mendenhall, we're on a small little tributary that joins it. The glacier itself is about 12 miles long, and it's moving from the Juneau ice field, which is up around the corner. The ice is actually moving down the valley towards the Mendenhall Lake that you flew over there. That's where it ends. And it's moving at a rate of about 2 feet every day. So the ice that you're standing on right here is actually moving that direction. But what happens is that when it's formed under so much pressure, like this ice is, it's formed under tons and tons of snow. And it's being squeezed together, and the crystals get very dense and compacted. When they're exposed to the light, they reflect only the blue color from the spectrum of light. And later, when they've been weathered for a while, they turn into a cracked ice, like what we're standing on. The white light will get in there and get reflected back, so it kind of masks that real blue color. The reason why it appears so blue in the ice fall is because of those pieces have probably just opened up, a lot of them. And the sun hasn't had time enough to penetrate in there and kind of deteriorate.
Well, today when we were on the raft and the sun was shining, it looked pinkish. See some
Pinkish.
That's your bloodshot eyes.
Well, that's interesting.
That was in the lower left side of that big opening. That was those little pieces that make a lot of noise. There's an algae that grows on the glacier that kind of gives it a pinkish hue.
Tom, get the 50-foot hole over here. Goes down 50.
I smell. Back
Be careful.
Keep pushing me in a ball.
Crevasse. Lois.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Todd. Say hi to Daniel.
Hi,
Dan,
Daniel.
my man. Paso, amigo.
We miss you. If you were bad, I'd throw you down the hole.
Hi.
Hi, Lib. Lib in the glacier.
Amazing.
It is. Simply incredible.
Gotta see this hole.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that's a mile away.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I think what they should do is, you know what would be a good idea is to go over there and put a 6-foot stake over there. Then you'd be able to tell, right?
Yeah, that's. I guess you need some objects to
Right.
to do it.
Put a dummy of a person.
Right. Just stand up a 6-foot.
I'm not going over there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That blue.
Less than a week ago, this was only as deep as the top shelf you see here.
Okay,
It's got a
prettier
shelf
without
that
the
goes
glass. Uh-huh. This was as deep as what?
Just the top part here, the top shelf. At least that's all we thought it was. It was apparently deeper than that before. But over a couple of days, it started melting out, and there's a big hole underneath it. So,
Under
interesting.
here?
No, it doesn't come back here. It just goes down like
Almost
that.
straight down, right? It's amazing.
I'm missing 5 San Francisco Giants telecasts for this week. Sorry, Lou. They're not doing too well. I think the Cards are the only shoe that
Today is Saturday.
Here in Glacier Bay National Park have
The
retreated
time
15
is
times
a
faster
quarter till 10,
than any
and we are
other
cruising
known
Glacier
or
Bay
recorded retreat of glacial ice.
in Alaska.
All around us there are signs that glaciers do it. If you have your maps of Glacier Bay handy, you might want to pull it out right now. Should you be interested later on in the day to mark the exact route of where you have traveled in Glacier Bay, you might stop outside the Shore Excursions office where both Rose and I have marked one map of Glacier Bay with the route on it. You can use your pen and trace that in at a later time and more convenient time. And the conveyor belt grasping the sides of mountains and bulldozing the bottoms of these valleys and the mountainsides, creating these sheer walls of cube-shaped valleys. Boulders are ripped apart from the base of these mountains that are carried and squished by the glacier and moved on its conveyor belt through different layers of ice within and are deposited on the side of the glacier, where they scrape along the side and right in the front of the glacier. These piles of debris left on the side of the glaciers and at the front of the glaciers dropped into the ocean waters of the fjord here are called moraines. Fog and rain, as did the first preceding person to record Glacier Bay in 1794, named George Vancouver. In fact, John Muir carried a map that George Vancouver and his crew had created when they came into Glacier Bay and found the ice wall right in the mouth of the bay. What John Muir was seeing was some map that was quite inaccurate, being living days floating on the open ocean water. If you're wanting to look for these tufted puffins, look for that distinctive orange and yellow bill, a black-shaped chicken-sized body, and a tuft of yellow feathers that wraps around their white head. You'll see these if you happen to be on the starboard or the right-hand side of the ship.
Got it? Are they over there?
That sight and also the sound, but not so much, I suppose, it's the sound that the glaciers do make. Internal pressures flowing 12 miles away, pushing this wall of ice farther into the ocean water, and the underwater section of glacier being melted by the salt water are two factors that play into why one might witness the phenomenon of calving, where large
of ice can fall into the ocean water to create that unique sound that some people call white. Fired a giant cannonball into the face of that glacier, hoping to precipitate a large cavity. They all stood out on the bow. The fire cannon set it off, and the ball hit the wall of ice, and all they got was a loud thud.
Shoot
I'd like to think that if we could get everybody out.
No. He'd lose his job.
Certainly don't seem to fit today. Yet the woman that first came to Glacier Bay 100 years ago, sailing on board another cruise ship, saw her very first tidewater glacier and shared her emotions and experience in the written word. She wrote quite eloquently. This woman named Eliza Skidmore wrote the written word, read the written word of John Muir, that was enticed to come to a place like this to see something, to meet an ice age face to face. Miss Skidmore wrote, the nearer one approached, the higher the ice walls seemed, and all along the front there were pinnacles and spires weighing several tons that seemed on the point of toppling every moment. The great buttresses of ice that rose first from the water and touched the moraine were as solidly white as marble, veined and streaked with rocks and mud. But further on, as the pressure was greater, the colors slowly deepened to turquoise and sapphire.
I saw one little one fall.
Did you really?
See, over there, it's so fall.
Uh-huh.
Funny water, right? Oh yeah, it's been that way though. I've seen it in other spots. So. She said it was the silt. You know. There's a line running all the way to the shore.
I did too. I think we're turning. We're gonna park for a while.
Oh, there, look. There's the roar. Oh, look at that. He's just
Oh, I got some of it.
Did you? Good show. Maybe there'll be another one before we have to.
He was around here.
If you want to take a picture. No. Oh. So when you stand.
We're hearing something though. I got it, Todd. I got it.
Good job. Nice warm day like this, they should fall out to life.
Advice in a nutshell. So the 25 speed is what all others are judged.
Really?
That's the best film, 25 speed.
Oh,
You can't shoot 25 speed because it's so slow. Don't try hard.
Libby. Libby, you want to go back there? Lip, lip.
We're doing all right.
I thought maybe you were a ship photographer.
Get one of those little periscopes.
Good, and how are you?
Good.
Just to let you know some of the things that are going to be happening around the ship later on today. As I said, I will be having a vegetable carving and marzipan flour cake decorating demonstration at 2:30. There's a blackjack tournament at 2, right in the casino. And of course, you can't forget that we've got 3:30 Big Cash Bingo, followed by our racehorse auction right in the Admiral's Lounge. That's at 3:30. And later on today, between, oh gosh, approximately 4:45 and about 6 o'clock, it will be fantastic humpback whale viewing time. So make sure you're next to a window between about 5 and 6.
Hey, Libby, we have to go to the...
It is. It's white.
Oh, yeah. Alright, could be.
Hey there.
Yeah, 16 there. Pardon me? Say mate? One just jumped in. Do you want to watch it?
It's right here in Philadelphia Inlet. And in Glacier Bay National Park, that runs the pines with the highest concentration of seal.
They're getting out of here.
Yeah.
Now they're all taking their picture.
I don't know whether to try to take a picture of that or not.
I put it on telescopic already.
Okay.
But
You have a vivid imagination. Not returning. Yeah.
In recounting the activities and the scenes of the day, I wonder just how you might describe your experience here in Glacier Bay National Park. Years ago, a friend of mine, the same one that described the Johns Hopkins Inlet and the glacier, wrote me a series of letters describing Glacier Bay and enticing me to come here to work as a Park Service Ranger. In that letter, she wrote of the rain and fog, indescribable quality about being here in Glacier Bay. Couldn't put my finger on it. But she certainly
Alaska from Prussia to the United States in 1867. Sitka was the territorial capital until 1904 when it was moved to Juneau. Our present population in Sitka is just over 8,000. Our main industries include lumber and pulp. We have a large pulp mill which will be seen in just a little while.
Young eagles are mottled brown in color. They don't get the white heads or black bodies.
Oh yeah, yeah. Get your telephone.
That's amazing.
There. They said take off, and that's what he did. It's about 2 years old.
Eagles are also scavengers, so you just got anything you find.
down. And kind of peeking out. The only way to tell the difference between a male eagle and a female eagle is by their size. The male eagles weigh up around 9 or 10 pounds. Female eagles weigh up around 12 to 13 pounds. The big eagle has a wingspread of 6 to 6.5 feet.
Take a good look at us.
Civilization has been here.
Okay, Todd, what are we doing here?
Looking at,
Hey,
we're
where
in
are we?
Sitka, man.
Okay.
And we're on a tour and we're cruising. Everything's cool.
Okay, and the time is?
Time for a cocktail, I think.
Okay, 9:15 already.
9:20.
Watch you go by,
This is a waterfall on Green Lake, Sitka, Alaska. Anyway, what about...
By 1890, all of the mines had shut down. Either due to running out of coal or stockholder problems. It's also during that time that the large gold strikes in Juneau were being made. That turned quite a few of the miners from the Sitka to Juneau.
Todd, look at that fish.
You've seen a few more of the salmon jump. Occasionally you'll see one jump several times in a row. That is one of the chunk salmon.
Yeah, there they go. Kind of a jackstraw. It's not going to be. He came all the way out of the water.
Yeah. You already did it 6 times.
Do we have a comment here from Nature Woman?
Nature woman's tired.
Aren't you going to go out and enjoy?
I'm enjoying it immensely. I'm having a wonderful time. Watching the fish jump. How are you doing?
Look, I can get everybody on film here. Smart.
I'm coming up here on the left side. We have the last gold mine that operated here in the bay. This is the Edgecombe Exploration Gold Mine. It operated from 1947 until 1955. Just to the left of the building, there's a tunnel coming out where they brought out what was called the country rock. That was rock with no gold ore in it. They just dumped it over the bank.
They used that gold mine
Coming out the top of
47
that building is another tunnel where they brought out the gold ore.
It'd be neat to go through it, huh?
A ball mill, and over vibrating flotation tables that become gold. You see the roof of the small building to the right, that's their Alaskan. Towards the hillside. And the smaller tunnel on the left is where they first started mining. That tunnel goes back only
There she blows. There she blows. There she blows. On the Nordum, I just ran up all the stairs with the camera to catch this sunset. The time is 20 after 9.
Done with the cruise. We're heading home. It's what, the 2nd of August already. The most beautiful sunset we've had yet is right behind you. What time is it now? It's 9:22, and it'll be like this for a long time. Blends well with the colored lights on the ship. Someone's having a good time with it. Peter said the light is okay still. How about yours?
Yep. No problem.
There's the moon over there behind you. Pretty moon. Half moon. Half crescent.
This evening, it is Monday evening at 5:30, a half an hour before dinner. This is our last evening on ship. Tomorrow we will be leaving, and this is what it looks like from the right side of the ship, the port side. Made here. The right side of the ship to the starboard, and the left side is the port. So we're looking off the starboard side over here. Next stop, Vancouver. Hey, man. Todd's hanging out at the bar. Hello. Hey, there's and over here's Larry. There he is, the guy with the jokes.
Yes.
Always remember, female, male or female.
I'll never forget. Okay.
And the engineer.
Deck, which is the top deck. You can see the radar, and that's what's creating these sparkles in the screen. But this is the sun deck, which is the highest point that we're allowed to go up while on ship. This is looking out from the sun deck, looking towards the front of the ship, highest point. Courts, a tennis court, a volleyball court, and ping pong tables on ship. Area, the rear of the ship. We have a jacuzzi, swimming pool. Rear of the ship, the aft. A secondary swimming pool. Where they serve the buffets. Inside the entertainment room. This is another bar on board, lounge. Hey Carlos, how you doing?
Hi Tom.
Just gonna eat. Hey, okay. Say hi. Fine, thank you. You're on film. The library and the Explorer Lounge.
That was a good close case.
Lolo!
I've been looking for you all over.
Lolo!
How did you get up here?
I walked.
All right. Where's Libby?
She's in Candy cane. We've got the Candy Cane girls.
Big star now, big star.
Big star. Okay. We be filmed. Big star.
Ready for Hollywood. Playboy.
Okay.
Melman 8 again.
Oh god, it's all black. I can't see that guy. Hey, Larry.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Larry.
Seven. Ah. Seven. Jack 7?
Captain.
Oh, it's not. Ito. Dito mo to, Jack 7. Ayun, bigay na. Sige po, sir. Magsiservisyo mo na. Sige po, sir.
His mast, the top of the ship. The time is 8 o'clock, Monday evening. And we're heading back. Alaska.
So now I'm gonna, I don't have.
Gonna get those acrylic trays, but they were so expensive. It was ridiculous. We went to
You want me to bring it down, would you?
Todd.
Go out in style tonight, let me tell you.
Pass out before we get into the creek. My luck is really gone bad.
I would think so. I lost the phone tower.
That's one of my strong options.
That's what I felt I had to have 2 days to get my things stored and get organized. Thank you.
Todd. Todd.
Yeah, it's just a color that I know it is.
Should we go down now or should we want to sit for some minutes?
Ready to go anytime.